The first day back for Amtrak between Philadelphia and New York went off without any problems today. The first train pulled out of 30th Street at 6:07 this morning and reached the scene of last week's deadly derailment about 15 minutes later. But of course, much of the focus today was on the NTSB and its investigation. Let's go live to Action News reporter Dan Cuellar at 30th Street Station. Dan?
Jim, with the northbound corridor now back in service, it would not be entirely accurate to say that things are back to normal. There is a new speed control system in place that some say arguably could have prevented the tragedy. And among passengers, a heightened level of awareness and in some cases, a little bit of trepidation in boarding the train. Amtrak Train 110 was the first northbound train to depart just after 6 a.m. with 109 passengers on board.
No nerves. A little bit, but yeah, nothing that's going to keep me from getting on my commute.
Action News was on board the train as it made its way through the sharp curve where Amtrak Train 188 derailed while traveling at 106 miles an hour, over twice the posted speed limit. But along with making speedy repairs to the tracks and electrical system, Amtrak has now activated a computerized system called automatic train control.
What that'll do is basically provide an assurance that the train will come to a stop if there's a violation of speed in that area.
FBI analysts continue going over the train engine at a secure location in Delaware. They have now ruled that the windshield was not hit by a bullet in the moments before the crash. But late today, the NTSB tweeted that it has not ruled out the windshield was struck by another object. Two other trains, a southbound Acela and a Trenton Line SEPTA train, were struck by objects that night prior to the crash in the same general area. SEPTA today revealed kids often throw things at passing trains from bridges like this one that cross over railroad tracks. Train engineer Brandon Bostian has told investigators he does not remember anything that happened in the moments before the derailment.
It always raises red flags when someone who's been involved in an accident going too fast has a sudden claim of no memory.
Today, lawyers hired by some of the victims declared the report that the train was hit by a projectile a red herring. Attorneys Tom Klein and Robert Mongeluzzi represent 4 victims, including 2 Spanish tourists and Daniel Arman, a New York executive. They question why Amtrak waited until now to employ the automatic train control northbound.
Well, you have a train engineer who is operating a train at twice the posted speed limit. I mean, imagine that for starters. And then you have a system which could override him.
Going forward for investigators, there is a sharp focus on the engineer who had only been doing this route only a few weeks prior. The NTSB also notes that a conclusion on the probable cause could take up to 12 months. We're live here at 30th Street Station. I'm Dan Cuellar, Channel 6 Action News.
Thank you, Dan.